All right, this is questions 1 through 3 on the Math SAT section. Number 1, Tilly earns P dollars for every W hours of work. Which expression represents the amount of money in dollars Tilly earns for 39 W hours of work? Specifically, this is really important to understand what we're trying to find. We're trying to find an expression that represents the amount of money in dollars. So some answer in terms of P, and you'll notice the 4 answers back that up. So first, let's just think about this using a made-up example. Let's say you work somewhere and you make $15 an hour. You would say just that. I make $15 per hour. You might even say $15 per 1 hour. Of course, there's a different way to write that. You can write that as a fraction or as a ratio. Those two things are interchangeable. And what I want you to see is that numerator, the $15, is our P variable. So I'm going to write P at the top, and then the hours, that's our W variable. I'm going to write that at the bottom, and I'm going to erase this made-up example. But there's my starting ratio, my starting fraction. But I need to set it equal to something. Well, this question tells us we're trying to find P, the amount of money, for 39 W hours of work. So we're trying to find P. We're going to represent it by X over 39W because they tell us Tilly's working 39 W hours a week. From there, we can cross multiply. 39W times P is just 39WP. The other cross product is just W times X. I notice both sides have a W. That will cancel out if I divide them out. And then we get our answer of X equals 39P. Question 2. For a training program, Juan rides his bike at an average rate of 5.7 minutes per mile. Which function M models the number of minutes it will take Juan to ride X miles at this rate? So just think about this logically. How long would it take him to ride 1 mile? Well, 1 mile, it tells us, is 5.7 minutes. Well, how long would it take him to ride 5 miles? Well, logically, if it took him 5.7 minutes to do 1 mile, it's going to take 5.7 times 5, whatever that is, minutes to ride 5 miles. So really all we're doing is we're taking 5.7 and we're multiplying it by ever how many miles Juan has ridden his bike. So that expression could be set up as 5.7 times X. Remember, X, this is important, represents the miles. MX represents the minutes. Finally, question 3. The solution to the given system of equations is xy. What is the value of y? There's 2 ways to solve this. Most students, in my experience, are going to take that top equation, divide both sides by 3, and there's nothing wrong with this, and get x equals 4. And then we're going to take that 4, and we're going to substitute it back in for x in that bottom equation. So that's going to be -3 parentheses plus y equals -6. We're going to take the 4 and insert it there, and then do this math. -3 times 4 is -12, plus y equals -6. Add 12 to both sides. -6 plus 12 is 6. Now, there is a much quicker way, though, to do this problem. So if I write out these 2 equations, I'm going to do 3x. I'm going to leave a little bit of space for the y because this time I'm going to solve it using the elimination method, which you'll see is much quicker. Since there is no y, I'm going to put in a placeholder. But then you can see elimination works really well because you've already got opposite terms right here. 3x minus 3x, those are going to cancel out. 0y plus 1y is just 1y, and then 12 minus 6 is 6.